such as the Universal Declaration on Human Rights in 1948. The human rights, the HRBA, is very well endorsed by the United Nations and development organizations, UNICEF, UNDP, and also non-governmental organizations as well, as a preferable approach to development that has the ability to adequately address poverty in the developing world by focusing on promoting the key principles, participation, empowerment, and accountability is key components of the strategy. A lot has been historically the HRBA has been discussed and written and debated among researchers, development practitioners, scholars, and different organizations. But it was not until the 1990s that the HRBA came into the development world as approach. And though much has been written about the approach, little has been known or documented about how this approach is implemented in practice, especially in that Western setting, like in the Central Highlands of Vietnam. So my research aims to explore this, how the approach is implemented there, and what kind of challenges, whether it is effectively implemented or it has encountered obstacles or so far and so on. So one of the small areas I focus on this talk today is the political impact in the community on the HRBA to development. And I also conclude my talk by recommending some kind of strategies that can be used to improve the implementation of the HRBA in the community. But many people ask when I discuss the issue of HRBA as part of my data collection with local stakeholders, government people, and NGO people, and they ask why the HRBA? Why we need an HRBA here? We've been successful in poverty reduction, and the outcome has been nationally recognized. So why we need an HRBA? And the HRBA aims to, the proponents of the HRBA argue that the HRBA came into development world to replace the conventional approaches to development, including the top-down approaches to development. And they claim that the HRBA has the ability to address the old problems that the conventional approaches have failed to do, like sustainability, shared equity, and human rights violations, so far and so on, participation, empowerment of the community, and also the ability to address the new problems as a result of unfair trade, conflicts, and so far and so on, climate change as well. And as I have mentioned earlier, the key principle of the HRBA is underpinned by the key principles of participation, empowerment, and accountability. And these key principles are fundamental to the existing universal frameworks on human rights as well. So ultimately, the HRBA aims to transform the community from powerless community into a powerful stakeholder, so that they are able to participate in effectively, question, negotiate with, challenge, and also hold stakeholders in the community to account regarding any decision that are made that affect their livelihood. So that's the ultimate aim of the HRBA to development. And to do so, proponents of the HRBA claim that the HRBA aims to place the community at the center of development, giving them the opportunity and the capacity so that they can better participate in and function in the development process. For my PhD research, I conducted a case study in two ethnic minority communities in the Central Highlands of Vietnam. I'm not sure if any of you have been to Vietnam or to the specific area. That is one of the most vulnerable socio-economically regions in Vietnam. And I examined an ongoing HRBA frame poverty reduction project implemented by an international NGO, Action and International, if you have heard about that. And that project specifically focused on four key themes: right to education, right to food, child right, and women's right. And from my interaction with the participants in my research, I realized that the implementation, though has been effective, encounter a lot of some key challenges. Political culture is one of the challenges, and so that when I interviewed the participants and analyzed data, and I realized that one of the key things that prevents the project from successfully, effectively implementing the HRA project there is that whereas in the community there are many community organizations that are aimed to speak for the community or to link the community, the villages with the government, with public stakeholders regarding development in the community. My research shows that there is no truly community organization that represents the views of the community people. So, and this create a kind of challenge or obstacle to better implementing the HIV in the community. How can the community participate in the development process where they don't have a truly community organization? So this is one of the common characteristics of the political culture in the community. The existing mass organization, the way that they call it, include women's union, farmers association, youth union, so far and so on. These mass organizations are established by the government and they are located and they are right in the community, aiming to act in a link between the community and the government and the stakeholders. But actually, they are more an effective part of the political apparatus. Make sense to you? So that's why my research showed that if we are serious about the HRBA in the community, and then we have to pay attention to assisting the community so they can have an organization of their own. Makes sense? So and in order to address that kind of organizational structure problem, my research came up with some kind of strategies. This strategy can be taken by the project or by the ongoing project or by any organizations that aim to promote the HRBA to development in Vietnam, especially, or in elsewhere, maybe in the world. One of the things is we need to come up with effective models of cooperatives. Community laundry is an example. Why? Because in my case study, I found out that local government have no time at all to participate in social activity, in the community activity, because they are conditionally perceived as the one that is responsible for the housework and also participate in the field work as men as well. So they don't have time to participate in the community activity, and as a result, they don't have the capacity. They are not empowered enough so that they can participate in farming and also community decision making. And community laundry is an example, is one potential model for the project to improve the implementation of HRBA. Why? Because local people, local government especially can gather together. On the other hand, they can do the washing by using the facility, but while doing the washing, and they can interact with each other, sharing the experience, sharing the strategies that they apply to solve the problems that each of them face. So this kind of model is not against the HRBA model, but it is an effective way. It could be an effective way to better implement the HRBA in the community. And culturally, it really goes well with the collectivist culture in that community as well. So revolving credit schemes, my research shows that on one hand, the government establishes another bank in the community for the people to get access to loans, so that to expand their cultivation. On the other hand, the procedure is too complex for them to access. And as a result, many of them turn to private sectors with a very high rate of interest and with a very strict condition that the farmers must sell their product to the traders who give them money, which means that they don't have the freedom to participate in the free market where they can seek better offer for their product. So this means that even though they got the people get access to the loan, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can step out of poverty. So by establishing this kind of scheme can be an effective solution to assist local people, especially women, so that they can reduce their dependency on the community, and especially on men, and then they have more time to participate in social activities. Agricultural cooperatives is another example as well. Though it has a bad history in Vietnam. For 20 years, it was under the centralized, management system. But the cooperative model I'm talking about here is a community managed cooperative. Okay, so it's a different model. So by applying these strategies, it gives the project or organization implementing the HRBA in the community a better opportunity to achieve better results with the HRBA. So and as a result, at the end of the day, we need to ensure that the community have better, ability or capacity to better engage with the local structures in the community and outside.